Okay, surviving the virus, I have two people with me. They are Kate Clark and her 9-year-old daughter, Ellie. They live in Cambridgeshire. Ellie is blind. And Ellie, tell me a little bit more about yourself.
I live with my parents and lots of pets and my little sister Kira.
And tell me about school, Ellie.
School's good. We do lots of exciting activities like art, and sometimes we play some games and read stories in the afternoon before we go home.
And how do they make sure that you can participate in those games and those activities?
My TAs help me.
And do you learn Braille or do you know Braille?
Yes.
And are there lots of books for you in Braille in school?
We've got a Reading for Pleasure box, which has got quite a few in, from Clear Vision. And we've also got some others.
So do you have some sight then, Ellie?
I can basically see what you can see in the dark and light.
How are you finding being at home with your mummy?
Exciting, because mummy's school is really fun and you can basically do whatever you like unless you don't hurt anyone.
What does mummy think of that?
Mummy's pleased, I think.
Yeah, she is.
She has been working very hard. We're trying to keep as much as the normal routine as possible.
But sometimes we work.
What do we do in the morning? What's the first thing?
So we do maths, and then we do English, and then we do in the afternoon the fun stuff like art and topic and PE.
Kate, how is Ellie coping not being able to go to school and obviously not being able to see her friends?
I think she seems to be doing quite well. I think we're quite a busy family generally, and we do lots of after-school activities, particularly physical things. So I think from my perspective, it's trying to keep Ellie active and moving. But yesterday, the girls were playing in the garden, and they were role-playing teachers, and little sister got you to do some star jumps, didn't she?
Yeah, so I'm doing the 100 challenge today.
So what did you have to do?
So I had to do 100 star jumps. Yesterday it was a taste, as though it was fun games, competitions, prizes and challenges going round, and you have to up it by 100 each week. And I tried out the 100 challenge. I tried one thing of it, which was the 100 star jumps, and my target is to do that every day for a week, and then I'll up it to 200. So I'm going to hope to do 500 things today. So it's 100 star jumps, 100 goes on the swing, 100 serving McDonald's meals to pretend people, 100 times down the fireman's pole on the climbing frame, and 100 times down the slide.
Are you actually really enjoying being at home? It sounds such good fun.
Yeah, my friends they don't really matter as much to me as other children, because they're really wanting to go out and run around with their friends and play games with their friends. I just want to sit inside and listen to stories and that.
Tell me about your friends then at school. Do you know lots of people?
Yeah, almost everyone's my friend, really. I like loads and loads of people.
Are you missing them?
Yeah, a bit.
Kate, from your point of view, how easy or difficult has it been for you as a parent to keep a visually impaired child as busy as you'd be able to keep a fully sighted child?
Well, we're quite lucky in the amount of technology we have at home. So Ellie's been able to bring her school laptop home with a Braille display that she's recently learning to use, which is slightly challenging because I don't know how to use it myself.
And it's very temperamental because Yeah,
and it's we don't know how to use it properly, I think, is the problem, which is hard to support. And then if Ellie gets frustrated and I can't help her, then we just have to abandon and move on. And this morning we were using the traditional old Perkins, normally quite reliable, and somebody forgot to stop rolling.
Because the other braillers stopped themselves, and I just forgot.
Yeah, so we now have a maths worksheet inside the brailler that we can't get out.
Mummy used a pair of tweezers to try and get it out this morning.
And did the tweezers work?
No. So it's still stuck in the brailler. So we do fortunately have another Perkins brailler that we can use. but we now have lost that worksheet, which is, yes, frustrating. But Ellie has come home.
We can do it verbally.
Come home with a lot of adapted packs of work from the TAs from the school. So we have maths activities and reading comprehension and a few topic packs.
Mummy's
so I can
choices
just
are
take the packets out and give them to Ellie, and she's
Yeah.
largely independent. But obviously we have another child at home, a 5-year-old, who's just started reception. So her learning is very, very sort of fast-paced, quick, boom, 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 boom. And Ellie is very much a slow burner.
So you've got a real challenge there. I'm assuming, Kate, that you aren't actually a teacher yourself.
No, I'm not.
No, she isn't.
However, you're adapting. Is it a case of Ellie teaching you sometimes, Kate?
Yeah, well, particularly with the maths, what I do or have been doing is just get Ellie to read her answers to me, and then I mark them. It's quicker and easier than me trying to translate the Braille.
It's really fun.
How anxious are you, Kate, that Ellie isn't getting the interaction with the other children at school at the moment?
As Ellie says, her relationships at school are probably different to a lot of sighted children's relationships to each other. And she does have a lot of friendships from outside school, mainly through VI events, and they keep in contact through Alexa. So all of that is the same, really, for Ellie. Nothing's changed because she has a lot of sort of long distance relationships, probably closer ones than she does within her school.
And I
Would you
love
agree,
Mummy's
Ellie?
school. Yeah, and I love Mummy's school because we get extended playtime and lunch play. And we do things at different times, and it's all very exciting and fun.
Ellie, how are you occupying yourself when you're not in Mummy's school?
Drawing, mostly playing with Kira and listening to stories, because I love just being in my room and playing. Other children will always want to get out of the house and run around, and I just want to sit around and play.
And what technology do you use? We've talked about technology. Tell me about the things you've got that make your life easier.
I've got a talking laptop at home and at school. I've got a Brailliant from school. I've got a Canute that's only at home. I've got a Braille Note, which is both at school and at home. Oh, yeah, and a Daisy player that's at home. Oh, and I've also got a sound mixing desk at home, which I did my orchestra. I composed an orchestra on that as well.
Quite talented, is she, Kate?
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Hey!
Yeah, you like your music as well, though. You play some instruments, don't you?
Yeah, I play the recorder and the piano and the oboe.
Kate, how do you see this panning out? Because we could be looking at 9-12 weeks here, couldn't we?
Yeah, well, in terms of the music, we had you had a remote lesson yesterday, didn't you, from your music teacher?
Yeah, it's
and that
all
seemed to
fine.
work really well. And we've got another one booked for tomorrow for the piano. So I think from the music perspective, it seems to be all sort of quite normal. In fact, probably better in some ways, because Ellie's got more time to practice, or around when she feels like she wants to practice, rather than in the half an hour slot we
Yeah, I
have
can
available.
do everything that I can feel like as well.
Yeah, because you had played the piano this morning for about half an hour, which is probably longer than you would normally.
What about surviving the virus more generally, or should I say surviving the time of confinement, lockdown? How do you think that's going to go, Kate?
I think we're pretty good as a family. We're not that social, so for us, it's, I guess, less of a challenge than some other probably more outgoing people. And we're very fortunate in the fact that we have everything we kind of need. We've got activities in the garden to entertain the girls. We've got a garden, I suppose, which is even a bonus. We've got animals. We've got guinea pigs and cats and dogs
And
to
stick insects.
keep busy with.
And stick insects.
And stick insects, yes. We've just had a little baby stick insect born, haven't we?
Yeah, he's called Zeblet, and the others are called Sarah, Branch, and Twig.
Okay, so final question then for you both. Kate, what plans do you have for Ellie, looking forward? Because, as I say, this could be an awful long time. We could be 9-12 weeks at home. So what do you have coming up for her?
Well, I think it's just to continue with the music, to make sure that's still ticking away. She was very lucky in the fact that she got to take her piano exam just before they stopped all the exams.
It was literally the day after they stopped the exams.
Kate, what advice would you have for parents of visually impaired children who are thinking, oh my goodness me, how do I keep them busy?
for me, the essential skills for Ellie is reading, really, reading the Braille, because that's her weakness. So for us, it just making sure that she gets enough time each day to practice reading, which is really difficult for children that obviously have limited sight, because their opportunities to read incidentally are very minimal. You know, they can't read cereal packets or anything incidentally that my 5-year-old is picking up on without having to sit down with me to do. So for me, it's making sure that we make time for that, although it's not Ellie's favourite activity.
Well, it gets jostled around whether it's my favourite or not, but depending on the night and the time of day we read and what book it is, and it depends on everything, really.
So I guess it would be to keep up those essential skills that the parent feels that the child
needs to
do. Yes, yeah. But also I think what we haven't really done a lot of so far is the independent skills, the life skills.
Yeah, no.
Cooking and cleaning. And
I like cooking,
washing and things like that we don't often normally get to do, or have time to think about.
Well, good luck with it. Thank you very much to you both for your time today. That's Kate and Ellie Clark. Thank you very much.